nuestros queridos
native
nativos
language
significa
of
yo te
our
amo,
dear
yo te
natives,
quiero.
it means I
Y un
love you,
poco
I love you.
desde esa mirada
And
sí,
from that look,
nos hemos propuesto acompañar junto a
we
la provincia, junto al
we
gobierno de
have a
la
commitment
provincia,
of
a
accompanying
los que cuidan,
together with the government,
cuidarnos para
take
poder
care of
cuidar.
those who care of
Y creo
others.
que de eso vos sabes
So
mucho.
you know a lot more
Y
about that. So
realmente
we
es muy
care for those who
bonito
care.
que
It's
puedas
very
hoy estar
beautiful
aquí,
to have you
que
here with
puedas
us,
entregarnos tu
that
sabiduría
you
para
can
nosotros
give
poder
us your
aprender
wisdom so that
y que
we
nos puedas
can
acompañar
learn,
desde donde
and that you
estás,
can
con toda tu
be with
experiencia de
us
vida que
with all
es
your
tan sabia,
experience,
tan
life
linda.
experience and your wisdom,
Decirte que Santiago,
and
como
to
buena
tell you
madre,
that Santiago, as
tiene
a
su
mother,
corazón y sus brazos
the
abiertos
city,
para cuando
it has
decidas venir,
open
cuando
arms
pase todo
for
esto,
whenever you wish to
que vamos a
come.
estar
After
esperándote.
all this pandemia, we will
Y
always be
ahora,
waiting for you to
junto a
come.
todos
So
nuestros amigos,
together with
compañeros de
all our
camino,
friends and
solo
companions on the path,
quedamos ahí dispuestos a escucharte y aprovechar
we're just
también
here
para darte
happy to
gracias
hear
a vos,
you
Moira,
and to thank you,
con
Moira,
toda tu
as well.
generosidad,
With
con tu
all your
dulzura, nos has
generosity and your
acompañado tanto
sweetness, you have
y hemos aprendido
come
tanto
a
junto a
long way
vos.
with
Así
us,
que
and we have learned
gracias,
a
Ram,
lot with us.
gracias,
So
Moira,
thank you, Ram.
gracias a
Thank you,
todos los
Moira.
amigos que nos
And
acompañan
thank you, all
y
the friends that are with
bienvenido a
us.
Santiago del Estero.
And so welcome to Santiago del Estero. So I will
Y
introduce
no
you to them. So welcome to Noka.
Perfecto.
Yeah, I could not understand and I did not hear Moira.
No, you can't. Okay, I'm just introducing you to them in Spanish. And él está basado en Nueva York. Y bueno, él trabajaba en las Torres Gemelas como ingeniero cuando sucedió la caída de las torres, a la que se va a referir hoy como historia de vida, pero él era uno de los ingenieros responsables del mantenimiento de las torres, por lo cual tiene una historia increíble que contar. Pero bueno, es una persona que en Brahma Kumaris es un gran profesor, una persona muy respetada y muy querida. Así que estoy feliz que por este medio esté con todos ustedes en Noka Munaiki. So Ram, over to you. So I've shared a little bit about your background. So now we can start. Entonces ahora vamos a...
Okay. Good afternoon.
Ahora, si te parece, por última vez repetimos la que tienen que colocar.
Good evening over here. It's good afternoon. You are in the warm weather. We are having snow at this time. So we are enjoying the snow and you are enjoying the warm weather. So that's great. And I really, when I was listening to Claudia, the name of the state, city, what you described means, care, love. We love you. Actually, I did not need translation for what she was talking about. Claudia, what you were talking about, your face was showing so much love. I could feel it. And actually, this is what I found even last time when I came to Argentina, which was about 15 years ago. I felt so comfortable in Argentina even the language was, I could not speak Spanish, they could not speak English, but somehow or another, what I found was love does not need language. In fact, when we know language, sometimes we talk a lot. And many times people still don't understand us. Even I have spoken, then they will ask me, what you mean? Like you said this thing to me, but what do you mean by that? So that means even when they understand the language, they did not understand the feelings behind that, the words the person spoke. Somewhere they felt that the words did not justify their feelings. But when I am not able to speak language, then my heart goes out, my body language, the smile on my face, my eyes are bright and lit, like you could see the brightness in the eyes, and you could see the smile on the face. Even the face looks so beautiful and so full of life. And that is what happens when we are not able to speak each other's languages. I am seeing some of the faces, they are having such a kind of soft, humble, and real, honest smile. That is the smile coming from your heart. So that is what I am feeling from all of you. And thank you for inviting me for that. So we are talking about today, the topic is the fear to courage. We know that we are going through difficult situations. I remember even when I came in 2005, it was, yes, 2005, I was sharing some of the things at that time. Argentina was going through a lot of difficulties, I remember. And what my thought about them was that even when we have lots of problems and situations and the crisis, what we don't let go, even though there is so much fear, even when we are going through difficulties, what I hold on to is my dignity. My dignity is something I can die for. You must have all experienced that. When we experience love, we are ready to give our life for that person. And when somebody is showing little bit of disrespect, I really at that time, I defend myself with all the might I have. And because dignity is something which carries us through the difficult situations. But I also want to, just you will see in our life that on the one side, we don't like crisis in our life. We want our life to go smoothly. But if you go into your experience, you will find when you are in crisis, that is the time you are at your best. Crisis actually makes you more efficient, more humble, and you will find only in the time of crisis we grow up. It is the time of our growth, and that is internal growth. I am able to, at that time, go deep within myself, and I am able to set my priorities. I start to know what my strengths are, who my friends are, and what is my capacity. And then I design my life. I live my life according to my strengths, my inner strengths. the inner abilities which I never used when I was going through simple life, no problem, no situation. At that time, if we find that's the life, even becoming boring life. Life becomes boring when there is no crisis. You will find that real, if people ask you, share your life story. You will not share the story when you were happy, you were going through all the normal things, there was no problem, life was going okay. You will not share that. You will share the moment when you were in the most difficult situation. You were failing, nothing was working out. There was so much fear of many, many things. What will happen to my job? What will happen to my children? What will happen to my status? What will happen? So much fear. But somehow or another, that is the time you go deep, deep inside and bring out your real internal abilities and qualities, and you start to use those abilities and the qualities and the inner strength, and you are able to come out of that problem. But the momentum you gain when you are going through your difficulties, even when the things become normal, but you don't stop there. You go much, much higher than the normal. In other words, this is how you grow up. And that is what I want to share my own experiences too. Okay, I will share my 9/11 experiences too, but I have seen even in my life many, many times, whenever I went into the time of crisis, those were the moments that really made me my story. You know, when people talk about story, they talk about the story only when the crisis begins. When you go for a movie, in the first 5 or 7 minutes, they show everything is going smooth and easy, the mundane things, regular life, things are happening. And we are saying, when the story will begin, when the story will begin. And then some accident happens, somebody dies, something big things happen. And they say, oh, now the story begins. Is it true or not? So that means the story begins. My story is really built out of all the crises I go through in my life. So actually, when you really think that there is the biggest problem in the crisis is the fear. But if go back into your life, without fear, we will not even move. Without fear, we will become lazy. We don't want to do anything. And I find only because of the fear we move. Like if I don't have the fear of exam, I will never study. If I will not have the fear of losing job, I will never work hard. You will, so fear is a good thing in a way because it makes us move. Only thing is that I don't get in the fear, lose the courage. Actually, when you will see where there is a fear, there is courage. You don't need courage if you don't have fear. Wherever there is a crisis, there is opportunity to show your best. Where there is uncertainty, there is faith. That is when the faith is needed most, and that is what we use in the time of uncertainty. So this is how I want to share that what happened to me. You know, Sister Moira might have mentioned to you that I was When the 9/11 happened, 2001, I was working on the tower, they call North Tower, on 64th floor. And the plane came and hit that tower. Building went this way, that way, that way, and then it came to standstill. And then the thought was, originally I thought it was an earthquake, but then building shook and then became still. Then we know maybe small plane had hit it. So we start to go down. And then the second plane came and hit the second building. And then we knew it is a terrorist attack. And people started to have fear. At that time, people were so happy that I am with them. They knew I do meditation. And they were asking me, Ram, pray for us. We are in difficult time. And how much could I say? Only thing I could say, have faith in God. Everything will be okay. We are all together. Things will work out. But then, because the second tower was hit very, like in the middle, that second tower started to collapse before. And when it was collapsing, our tower was shaking so badly that our floor is shaking, the ceiling plaster is falling, pipeline is rattling, siren is going on, all kind of things like a horror movie. And that is when people start to get into panic. They were so scared and they were screaming with fear. And then we found out that because of the debris of the tower falling, our stairs got blocked. So we had to go to another stairs. And then after some time, lot of water started to come in the stairs because the pipelines were broken. So we had to hold the handrail very tight. Otherwise, we will flush down. Actually, 2 or 3 people even got hurt. Slowly holding the railing, we are coming down. And then we found out that the stairs are broken from underneath. And we had to leave that stairs and go into the third stairs. There was total dark. Water is falling on top of us. Water is underneath up to ankles. Once in a while, we will see the flickering light come on all the wires hanging on top of us. So we had to bend down, and bending down, holding the wall in the pitch dark. Finally, we came out of the corridor and we went into the third stairs, the last one. And we came down and we had gone out only about 4 or 5 minutes. We felt that the ground is shaking underneath. We looked back, we saw our tower is collapsing. We were so close to the tower, if the tower had toppled in our direction, we would have been underneath it. But of course, tower came straight like this. We ran from there and we were out of danger. There were many people with me. They wanted to stay with me. And we have a meditation center on 5th Avenue in Manhattan near Empire State Building. Many of you might know, you might have even come over here and seen that very famous building. So our center is only 2 blocks from there. So I brought them to the center. They did meditation. We offered them food. And when the train started to run, we all came home at night. And I came home. Now I am surprised about my own self. I came home, took shower, have my dinner, and I went to bed. I slept. But next morning, lots of people started calling me, and they were asking me many things. Actually, one of our reporter called me from Spain, and he was asking me lots of questions, and then he put it on the article, big article, and he was asking that people have done such a terrible thing, how America will take revenge. And I am saying to him, today they took revenge, tomorrow we will take revenge, then they will take revenge, people will keep getting killed. Where is the end? We have to stop this vicious cycle of taking revenge. We have to start the healing process. And the healing begins from forgiveness. But then I was thinking, we forgive somebody who has done terrible things. So I am thinking, who should I forgive? And I'm looking around, and finally I said to myself, I checked within my own self, and I said, Ram, you also have done so many bad things in your life. So why don't you forgive yourself for all the wrong things you have done in your life? You know, I honestly tell you, I just made higher being, God, as my witness, and as if I am saying, Ram, I forgive you for all the wrong things you have done in your life. I have to really tell you, I felt so light after that, because we all have done something wrong in our life. And some of the things we did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and we never forget. And we feel the burden on our shoulders. Is it true or not? You feel that I wish I had never done it. You're always feeling bad about yourself. But when I forgave myself all the things I had done, I was so light, light. I was jumping with joy. I was like flying with joy, happiness, and people were worried about me. They thought I am in a state of denial, that right now I am jumping with joy, but later on I am going to break down. But it never happened. This is how, what lesson I learned from that was that any time I see somebody doing wrong, rather than feeling bad about that person, I forgive myself for something I have done wrong. It works so nicely, and it has become my nature. And then I find, once I am able to forgive myself for my weaknesses, that becomes my nature. And then I will be able to forgive others very comfortably. And then also I learned, forgiveness is not, okay, I will not take revenge, but you go away. You are angry, but you are not hurting that person. But I find that is only forgiveness halfway. It is not full forgiveness. The full forgiveness is when somebody is making a mistake. Person is already feeling very guilty. And this is the time not to let that person feel bad anymore. Find some good qualities about that person, or the something good that person does to you, and some of the real specialities about that person, and saying, I love you because that's what you do. Yes, you made a mistake, but I am looking only at your good qualities and good actions. You are sending that person happy, let taking away all their guilt and filling them with joy. And that is his real forgiveness. Try this thing. You will see that it could change your lifestyle. It will change your outlook. It can do wonders. Forgiveness can be wonderful. But main thing is that it is not that when I say if I keep on forgiving myself, then I will become careless. If I don't see my weaknesses, how I will improve. Sometimes it does not look. But what I have found that that guilt does not bring any benefit. So what I find, if I made a mistake, I cannot go back, but I can make up for it. Like if I made a mistake, there was a loss of 10 units, I can do something good to bring the benefit equal to 12 units. Then the negative even can turn into positive. Like I talk to the students when I go and talk to the colleges and schools, that you have broken a glass. You cannot bring it back. But you can tell your mom, Mom, I'm sorry. I will buy you new glass from my own pocket money. My own pocket money. But students don't have money. Then they can say, Mom, I don't have the money, but I will give you 1 hour. You can ask me to do anything you want, and I will do it for you. That will be my compensation for breaking the glass. How happy that mother will be. Isn't the mother will think, my child, how conscious he is about the mistake, and he wants to make up. So this is what it is needed in our life. And the second thing, the question was asked, we were only 4 or 5 minutes away from death. We were 95 minutes in the tower. And only 4 or 5 minutes after the tower collapsed, and the person was asking, you must have gone through the fear of death, that you will not survive. What was your feeling? And I really go back into my memory lane. I cannot find even 1 second when I was in fear. And I am wondering what could be the reason. It is not I am a fearless person, or I am very strong, or I'm like a macho kind of person. I don't care. No, I'm an ordinary person. So what could be the reason that I did not have the fear? So the only thing I could come up with was because I started helping other people. My own fear never came to me. Now, when everybody is coming down the stairs, what can you do to help other people? You can only give encouragement to them. You can talk about God, talk about your faith. But what I found was that there were many women, the ladies working with us, and when the second tower collapsed, then everybody started to get more and more fear and horror then even little sound will make them tremble and they will scream in fear. So when I will hear that scream, I look back and I will quietly step back and I will ask them to come in front of me. I said, we are all together. Don't worry. We will all go out together. Have faith in God. Everything will be all right. Now, it is not a big thing, just going 2 steps behind. But for them, it was such a good thing. They were loving me so much. And they even said to me, Ram, you are our angel. And I'm laughing inside. I said, wow, becoming an angel is very easy. Just go 2 steps behind and become an angel. So easy. We make so much effort to think about the angels and all that. And here, just going 2 steps behind and turn into angel. But what I learned from that was that many times when we think of angels, we think of big angels, famous angels who have done magic, who have done impossible tasks. So we remember them. But I am an ordinary person. Is there a possibility that I can become a tiny angel, an ordinary angel, or even a micro angel, tiny, like a particle of angel, tiny. So it is just like, it's connected with the virus, how tiny the virus is and how destructive it is. Same way, I can become even tinier than that virus and become that angel, tiny, most not visible to anybody, and start helping other people. So that means, so what I started to feel, because I felt because we lost 10 people in our office and I was going to their church and I used to sit in the church for 1 hour, 2 hours, just sending out the vibrations of love and peace to the departed souls. And I am even thinking that why did not
Ram?
I die?
I think, are you muted? I can't hear you.
You cannot hear me?
Can
No,
you
I am not
speak to me?
muted.
Ram, I
No,
can't hear you.
I am not muted.
No.
Something happened.
Este es el color. A ver, dame.
Am I?
Yeah.
Should I shut off and then come back? Okay.
Okay. Ram,
Is
can you
that-
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. And I can mute and unmute.
No. Okay. You remain unmuted, please.
Okay.
Thank
Okay
you.
now?
Yeah, we're okay.
All right. So I think that I was also 5 minutes away from death. Now, if I had died, people would have said, oh, Ram was such a nice person. He was an angel, but he's dead. So I would have been a dead angel. Now I did not die. So is it possible I can become a living angel? And then even what is the justification that I survived? How God can justify that and I survived? And that is where I took very silent kind of promise that if I think I have also died with them. So now life has been given to me. If I spend the rest of my life not for myself, it is not my life anymore, but if I spend it for the sake of the society, to take care of the society, to the humanity, so my life is only for the humanity, then even God will be able to justify that why did I survive? This is the life for others. And actually that is what my thoughts were at that time. And I, up till now, my life changed forever, thinking, what can I do for others? So now, even in the time of coronavirus, I offered myself, like I am living in a facility called Peace Village. And I mentioned that you all stay inside. I will go out and just run the errands, run all to do all the things outside. I will take shower, I will protect myself and all that. And what I found was that little by little, people are, they are able to see what you are made of. They can see the goodness within yourself. Because when we are all together, there could be a possibility that we can start looking at each other's weaknesses, because we are all inside, and we could just, before we used to be away from each other, so we could give benefit of doubt to other people. Now we are all together, we start to see, oh, why you do that? Why you do this? I did not know you are so terrible. I did not know you are so lazy. I did not know you have this problem, that problem. It's a possibility, isn't it? But what I see, that, make a list of all the good qualities other people have. And this is the opportunity to show your best. This is the opportunity to make people love you, bless you, because in the time of need, you just come above and beyond situation and circumstances, and you say, I am going to help you. I am going to love you. I am going to help you. I am going to encourage you. So I learned to accept myself as I am, and I start to accept other people as they are. So those are the things which I find. And other, there is a fear that people can, if I am a good person, people take advantage of me. I think many people have that fear. They're afraid. They say, I am a good person, but I am hurt. People make fun of me and they use me. And why should I do this? But what I have seen in my life, it used to happen to me also. But what I have found, people who took advantage of me, they kept at the low point. But I kept growing, little by little. Something keep happening to me good in my life. And then I was really looking at, what is that law of karma? What is the law of good karmas? So what I found was that all the good things we do in our life, like your foundation itself is for caring, giving to others. So when I am giving and I'm caring, I'm loving, so many times I don't get the result back. I don't get the credit. I don't get the fruit of the good actions. It happens to us, right? People don't acknowledge it. Rather, they even criticize me. Sometimes they make me look stupid. And I say, what is wrong with me? Maybe I don't know how to handle people. I don't know how to live in the world. But what I have found, all the good things I do, and whatever good actions did not bring any result, they keep on getting accumulated inside in us. Keep on adding, keep on adding, keep on adding. And in the time of crisis, all the good actions I have performed, they come together and take me towards the safety automatically. That means your mind will work in such a way that you will make all the good decisions. Right time. Have you seen sometime you were almost going into accident and last second you were saved? Or your car got into accident but you did not get hurt. Sometimes you have to make life um, life decisions, and you end up making a good decision, right decision, and then you say, oh, I was very lucky. But maybe it is something more than luck, and that is my good karmas. So this is how I felt even in the Twin Towers, that somewhere I am learning more and more. And then I started to see that actually, even according to the science, I started to see people can take advantage of me only if I have advantage or I am at advantage. Other person is at disadvantage. So the energy flows from the high level to low level. So that means if I have it, I will keep on giving, keep on giving. Now, if I say, I am a good person, I will give to you 10 times, but at least give me one time, please. Just one time. I give you 10 times. Give me one time. But if I have to receive from here, where I have to go, I have to come down below that person. Only then from here it will go down. And I don't want to do that because I am going below my dignity. My dignity is here. I don't want to take myself so down. So now you see your own experience. When you feel happy, when you are doing like this, begging, or when you are doing like this, when you feel more happy, you will say, I know the answer. You will say, I feel happy only when I give. Why? Because somewhere deep inside there is a fear, there is that kind of trust, that kind of feeling of abundance that I have it. I am good. I have so much coming from God, from nature. So what happens when I give? I start to receive from God, from nature, from circumstances. You might have seen only when the water comes out of the tap, water start to flow in the pipeline. Otherwise, the pipeline, the water will become dirty. The pond water becomes dirty, but the river water is always fresh. When I am giving, I keep receiving. This is how actually the whole nature is made of. Air flows from the high pressure to low pressure. Water flows on the ground from high altitude to low altitude. Electricity flows from the high voltage to low voltage. Everything is based on giving, giving, and giving. Because when I give, I automatically receive. So this is how I feel all of a sudden. I don't feel fear of people taking advantage of me, but rather feeling I have abundance. I have limited needs of my own self. So I have abundance, and that is why people are taking, and that is what I call myself. I can become an angel, practical angel, tiny angel, smaller than the virus. So because invisible, people say, oh my gosh, who came and helped us? And before we could even say thanks, that person disappeared. Because angels never accept anything from anybody. They don't take any gift. They don't accept any praise, because if they start to accept the gifts, so what will happen? Then they will have to carry those gifts. Then they will become heavy. How they will fly? In order to fly, they have to remain light. So that means if my life is of giving and giving and giving, so what will happen? I can call myself angel, practical angel, living angel, ordinary, but I am an angel. Tiny, yes. Micro, yes. But still I am an angel. So this is how you could see that angels help other people. So what I find in the time of crisis, even though you are going through fear, you are going through uncertainty, you might also be in pain, but find somebody who is in more pain and sorrow than you are, and start helping that person in your own little way. You will find your fear will disappear. So the courage will come more and more. And when you will do 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, it will become your nature. And then in the time of crisis, when other people are in fear, you will have the courage to lift yourself up and start helping other people. And that is how I become helper of God. See, many times we say that angels are helpers of God, and what God does. You know, when you really think, now I want to share even one just quick thing too, that we say that this is my body, I am a soul. I think that we all, believe that I am a soul, this is my body. Now, my body has my parents' DNA. Something is similar, but my parents, like their eyes, their face, or the way they walk, I also walk. And people say, when I see you, I remember your mother, I remember your father. It's true or not? So I carry their DNA. So then the question is, I am a soul. Who's the parents, the mother and father of the soul? So who that is? So I think the answer comes, God. So now, do I have the courage to accept this? I am God's child. Now, even if I don't feel, just, these are the little glimpses. We say God is ocean of love. Check deep inside you. How much love is in you? You are so filled with love. It's true or not? At the core of your being, even though sometimes you get upset with things and all that, but checking at the core of my being, how loving and caring I am, that is God's DNA. God gives happiness. God makes everybody comfortable. Check within yourself. Don't you want to make people happy? It's true or not? So that indicates, that proves that I carry God's DNA. And one of God's DNA is to give, to give. So what is my DNA? Of giving and giving and giving. Is it possible if I say my life is only for giving, not of give and take? That relationship is over. Can we do that? That my life from now is of giving, giving and giving, no taking. Is it possible? So much so, now I will even give you a challenge. If we agree that yes, from now on, I can have my life of giving, 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 no taking. Can we agree with that? Can we agree? Possible? have the courage. I would say even further up. You can say even I will not take even from God, because if I take from God, it will be reverse DNA. Then God's DNA is to give. If I take from God, then it will be reverse DNA. No, that doesn't make sense, but it does. See, now this is where like understanding is a science. It is not I take from God, but when I start giving to others, giving and giving, what will happen? I start receiving from God. It's a one-way traffic. The air flows in one direction, water, everything, all the elements of nature flow in one direction. So that means my life of giving, giving and giving, then it's automatically I keep receiving and receiving and receiving from God, from circumstances. That is how we say you keep doing good, good will keep happening to you. Sometimes there is even this fear or kind of sorrow or sadness that I am honest, I am a good person, or I am innocent. People are using me. So do we have that complaint sometimes? People are using me. We have that, because I am good, people are using me. And now what I tell people, oh, people are using me. That means I am useful. Otherwise, I will become useless. So do I want to become useless so that nobody can use me? Or I become so useful that everybody use me. They take advantage of me. Is it possible? So when people keep using me, I keep on becoming useful. I keep on becoming valuable. And the blessings I receive from all of them, that is where the strength comes. Real strength comes from the blessings. Any time when you comfort somebody in pain, whenever you acknowledge somebody in the sorrow and give little bit of your time, and that is how you feel that I am being used. God is using me. The world is using me. I am valuable. So let me become useful for the society. So now you could see, now because all those things I wanted to, share, and Sister Moira might have even shared that I even started a program called 7 Billion Acts of Goodness. Sister Moira can tell you sometime about it, or when I come over there to your place, and I promise as soon as I am able to come, when the coronavirus is over, I am definitely going to come to you. Definitely. And then we will even share how our experiences of giving and giving, how that can turn into a chain reaction. We say happiness is contagious, like a virus is contagious. It spreads exponentially. Same way, when I do something good, doing good means I am doing something above and beyond my duty or obligation. What people expect from me. If I am supposed to do 10 things, let me do 12 things. If I'm making $50,000 in my job, let me work for 60,000. Then $10,000 is I am doing an act of goodness. That means that $10,000 is the work I am giving as an angel. So I am becoming a living angel for the world. So we felt that once that we create that wave of goodness, and it is contagious, it will multiply like Einstein's formula is equal to mc square. That means that tiny atoms, they hit each other. But little bit extra, then they get combined, they change into nuclear energy. It grows and grows, and the formula is millions of times it will multiply. And once there is a critical mass of goodness, of good action, maybe that will create an explosion of goodness and happiness, creating a wave of goodness and turning into bigger and bigger waves and turn into tsunami of goodness and happiness and love and drown the whole world into love and happiness. So we all want to be drowned in love and joy. Is it true or not? So that means we will be all in the love or happiness, and that is called paradise, the heaven, the good world, whatever you want to call the world of happiness, and it is in our hands and it's possible. So I stop over here. If you have any questions or something, you can share. I was looking at time. I finished my time. So Sister Moira, back to you.
Yes, Ram, thank you. I'm just checking with them. Si alguien quiere decir algo, él va a terminar aquí, pero si alguien le quiere preguntar o decir algo.
Ahí, Moira, para aportar, si quieres, los que quieran preguntar pueden escribirlo en el chat. Pero como para que sea más ordenado.
Sí.
Vos ayúdame,
pensaba,
Javi,
Moira, que me trajiste a cerrar esto hermoso que decía, mi ADN del alma viene del ADN de Dios. Distinto es mirarlo desde ese lugar. Y algo, nosotros que trabajamos en rehabilitación de adicciones, trabajamos mucho la dignidad. Esto que decía él, nunca más bajo que la dignidad.
Go beyond your dignity. Go below your dignity. Never go
que ese es el límite donde podemos bajar, el límite de la dignidad.
The limit of our dignity.
A mí personal.
¿Sí?
No, vamos a por decir algo, ¿verdad?
Ram, do you want to say something?
You know, about that, you know, I fully did not understand, but you could explain again. There was some interruption.
Yes, yes. Claudia was saying, quiere que le repita. Claudia was saying that what you were saying about having God's DNA is so beautiful because it's a perspective that allows them to see that because they're working in drug addiction rehabilitation, that they should never go below their own dignity. So this is what she was saying.
See, even like, you know, I was even sharing this thing. I went to it is surprising, even in India, some of the places, the youth are getting so much addicted with this thing. And I want to share, of course, I was not addicted to the drugs, but in my own time, I was very rebellious and I did wrong things. In those days, even drinking and smoking used to be considered not very good things. And I did all those wrong things. But then I never stopped smoking cigarettes. But when I got a mission to do something good to the society, then my addictions were gone automatically. In other words, I never made effort to quit smoking. It just happened to me. So I share this thing, and you can try that. You know, taking the youth, not that don't do that, don't do drugs, don't say don't. Say what can you do? Make them aware of their dignity, make them aware of their higher goal. So uplift them. Whatever their imaginations are, take them even beyond their imaginations, and once they will be able to visualize what they can be, then this thing can be solved actually. Because when we say don't, many times it's difficult. Anytime we want to get rid of something is difficult. But when I have a higher goal, when I think good about myself, then it can happen. You can try that also.
Moira, a mí me gustaría destacar la diferencia entre ser útil y ser, o sea, sentirse útil y utilizado. Creo que es algo, una diferencia de palabra, pero que al decirlo se siente totalmente distinto.
It feels very different. Javi, ¿puedes repetirme?
Te escucho por dos lados, Moira, no sé por qué.
Porque yo para poder cambiar de canal tengo que alternar. Bien. Pero vos hablame, ahora me está escuchando Ram.
Perfecto. Te decía que lo que él ha utilizado, la diferencia entre ser útil y ser utilizado, es en la misma situación.
Ram was using the word in the same situation.
Se siente distinto al sentirse útil.
Being useful feels very different from
ser
being
utilizado.
Used. From being used.
Es exactamente en la misma acción, en el mismo momento, simplemente
the same
mirarlo
action,
de otra forma.
The same moment, but it's seen in a different way.
Yes. See, this is what it is. I was playing with the world because I also felt in my life that people are using me. But then I saw the result. See, some or another, when we think of justice in the world, lots of time we think that when I am good, people use me. That means there is no justice in the world. They're only taking and taking and taking from me. So actually what I have seen in my life, in the world, we will never get justice. There will always be feeling I am giving more and I am taking less. And there is a feeling that people are taking advantage of me. There will be feeling all the time. So what I find, because something get lost in giving when we are exchanging. Like for example, I am in a bad situation and I need help. I go to somebody asking for help. They might give me help, but they will also put me down. You are always like that. This is wrong with you. In other words, they will embarrass me. For now, they gave me money, but they embarrassed me. So the value of that help get reduced. And then I also feel that whenever I will have the money, I am going to throw on his face that what you think about yourself. So I am also giving that money back with anger. So I received less, then I also gave less. So we both are feeling that there is no justice. But I feel justice is, you will see in your life, you have a sense of contentment in your life, sense of joy. You feel good about yourself. Accident happen and you are saved. You don't get sick.
Sí.
At the right moment, you make right decision. So many
siquiera una botella de agua trae.
Justice comes from very unknown sources. So that is where the deeper faith, that if I am really doing good, somehow good will keep happening. It will never ever go waste. When people are using me in a negative way too, you will find sooner or later situation will change. You will be able to come out, or you will kept growing and they will remain only at the low point. See, when people are using me, if people take advantage of me, one thing is guaranteed, that I will always be at advantage. They will always be at disadvantage, even though you might feel that they are using you. But you are seeing bigger forces, higher forces, God, nature, they are all working with you, and they will keep on bringing benefit to you. So that is where we say there is absolute justice in the whole. When you think of the whole universe, the whole humanity, when you look at the bigger picture, there is an absolute justice. It may not come in a one way or another. You might give, but you might get justice from somebody else. Not necessarily that person will keep using you in a bad way, but you will get the blessings from other people. You will get benefits from other people. You will keep getting promotion from somebody. For example, you're working hard, but you are getting paid less. There is a feeling that I work so hard, I'm getting less. But the wisdom you are getting, the experience you are getting, nobody can take away. Sooner or later, you're going to get better jobs. You will just leave that company and somebody else will hire you. So you will never stay behind. That is the faith we have to have within ourselves, that is where the courage comes. That when people are taking away things from me, go in the other territory, unknown territories, go in the unknown well, and make keep working, keep going out of the box, out of the new territories, and keep growing and growing and growing. So that is what I will, say, that because this is very common kind of complaint, and people even feel hurt. They even cry that people are using me, and nothing we can do about. But yes, we can. I don't let go of my goodness. I don't let go of my kindness, and it will never ever go waste. Sooner or later, what goes around comes around.
Gracias.
That
Moira,
makes sense?
Moira, el rector de la universidad, de nuestra Universidad Nacional, Héctor Paz, pregunta a RAM, dice, hiciste referencia a la culpa y al miedo. Pregunto si ante situaciones extremas que generan miedo, ¿cómo se maneja ese miedo para no quedar paralizado?
Not to remain paralyzed. This is the question of the rector of a university, Hector Paz. He's asking, how do we deal with extreme fear so that we are not paralyzed?
I find that the fear, there are so many types of fears, but one thing what I do, go back to your basics. Basic minimum you can live on. See, like, I don't know. I know, Argentina is also like India in many ways, maybe better in some way. But I came from a humble background. There was a time we did not even have proper food to eat. We used to live with the many minimum things. And now I have come to America, and I am doing good. I am an engineer, but I never want to forget where I come from. Many times I sleep on the floor to see that, so that I remember my past days. And also like one time I want to share with you, one time for 1 month, I lived on corn. I will take corn, put some salt, black pepper, little bit of butter, put in the microwave, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all 3 days for 1 month. I did that. I wanted to see what minimum I can live on. I did that. Once you start to really think of that, yes, I'm okay. Then all of a sudden the fear goes away, because whatever I can live without, it gives me freedom. So fear of losing disappear when I know I don't need much. See, I want to show, even we think of car, the house, the big, beautiful, a good food, etc. But have we ever thought, I cannot live without air even for 2 minutes. I cannot live without water more than 10 days. I cannot live without food for maybe 30 days or something. It all comes free, all free. Do we appreciate everything that air is coming to me constantly and all coming free? Those are the most vital ingredients of my life. Everything else is only show in many, many ways. We have created our needs, and I find the more and more things we start to have in our life, the fear of losing keep on growing bigger and bigger and bigger. I find same way, like many, many times people who are very smart, I find people are very wise. I have seen people who are very wise, very logical, they call it conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom is the wisdom of fear. I feel many, many times wise wisdom, many times becoming like cowardice. We are only because lots of time when people talk about, the wisdom, they only talk about what can go wrong. In our in our engineering, when we are in the planning phase, we just work with so many pitfalls. Wind load, this problem, that problem, what can go wrong? But when we start to do construction, only 4 or 5 problems come, not 20, 25. So lots of time, fear is much bigger than the problem. You'll find when you're going through the situations, actually, you are less fearful than the people who are watching you. You are going through that situation. So I always feel problems are, I am bigger than the problems. Problems are much smaller than as they look, and I am much stronger than what I think I am. I am stronger than that. So that is where, tap into your internal energy of love, the kindness, and of giving and giving, you will find your fear will disappear even in the most intense situations. The World Trade Center was not the only one. I have gone through 2, 3 other things too, where I find whenever you are going through the most difficult situation, find somebody, help somebody. You will find, you could call love karma, you could call it psychology. I don't know what to call. Angels never are in fear. Why? Because they are helping other people. So try that. Of course, we have to be wise. We have to have the wisdom. With even when people are doing something wrong to us, then we also have a wisdom with us. It's not that I just carelessly doing things, but main thing is going back to the basics, minimize your needs, and you will find big fears will go away. Only thing I needed 2 pieces of bread. Many times, even now, many times I just take bread and I take tea or
Ram,
coffee, dip it
you're
and go.
talking, Ram, you're talking too fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I was looking at time. Sorry. I said, even now, many times, I will take piece of bread, put into, I think you might be doing too. Then you dip into your coffee and eat it. That's all you need. True or not, So you will find that.
Ok. Bueno, entonces.
Oh, Dominga, Cruz is asking question. I see the raising the hand.
Contarle, Moira, que bueno, la gente están agradeciendo a
People
vos.
Are very, very grateful. People are grateful to you.
So
sí, Clara,
glad.
Sí, dice,
People
hablaban de
are
Los Ángeles.
They're talking about
que los ángeles nunca tienen miedo, dice
angels are
Tania.
never afraid. Tanya is saying
Así
that.
que en esta época, pensaba, en esta época tan especial que estamos viviendo, un chiquitito de ángel.
Very little angel. Yes, this is such a special time.
Seremos unos minúsculos y apenas un átomo de ángel andando en el universo.
Of an angel in the universe. Yes.
Thank you. So nice. See, I am seeing all the smiling faces, I could see that. So nice to see all the smiles.
Activen las cámaras. Sí. Por favor, creo que sería el regalo más lindo de este sábado hermoso.
Yes. Muchas gracias.
Okay, Ram, what I'm proposing is that we can finalize with you conducting a meditation. So you can speak some nice commentary, and we'll keep you spotlighted, and I will translate. Okay? Entonces vamos a hacer.
Today, we were talking about in the time of crisis, find somebody who is in more pain and sorrow and start helping, and they will see you as an angel. When I feel I am child of God, I feel I carry God's DNA. That is hidden in me. Meditation is getting in tune with God. Meditation is reaching out to myself deep inside. I, the soul, am a seed, and I want to reach to the core of that seed. And I want to feel about myself. I go deeper and deeper within myself, bypass all the problems, situations, or my weaknesses, because today I want to reach out, reach within at the core. So I go deeper and deeper, and I start to feel comfortable. I start to feel so much peace that's within me. I go further deep. I see the depth of love I have, the depth of joy I have, the depth of kindness I have. And I feel myself. This is really me, myself. This is what I am at my core. And even though I am afraid of my love, I feel my love is weak, but it's so beautiful. I want to show the whole world this love. And I slowly bring out that love. And I offer to God this love in whatever form it is. Weak, vulnerable, innocent, God accepts it as it is. And with compassion, fills that love with wisdom. And I start to now understand how to use this love, when to use it, how much to use it appropriately, so that love is not my weakness. Love is not just innocent, but it is filled with wisdom. And also God fills this love with godly power. And that godly power gets mixed in that love and make that love powerful. So love is not my weakness anymore. It becomes my strength. So with that strength and wisdom, I really explode within myself, like seed explodes when it goes into the ground and it comes out of its shell and start to go upward, turn into a tree. I carry that DNA of God, and when God pierces through all my weaknesses, pierce through the shell of my problems and hit the core of my being and awakens that DNA. And I start to use that DNA in dealing with people, growing out of it and start spreading it all over the world. I can take this out like volcanic love, volcanic happiness, creating the tsunami of goodness and happiness in the world and bringing that revolution, that explosion of goodness and happiness in this world. And it is possible. It is possible with the help of God, with nature, with my surroundings, and all the angels like me. We can bring about the change in the world. Om Shanti. I am a peaceful soul, and so is everybody else. I am a tiny angel, and so are everybody else. And together we can build a world of happiness, a world of love and kindness. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Ram.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Gracias por escucharme. Entonces, Claudia, ¿estás mutada?
Sí. Dice, yo me quedaría, Moira, con algo que escribió una de las chicas. Dice, gracias, Ram, por compartir tu bonito y maravilloso paraíso lleno de sabiduría y de amor.
Beautiful paradise full of love and wisdom. So I will keep something that someone wrote in the chat. So Om Shanti. So thank you very much.
Thank you everybody.
Entonces, muchas gracias a todos. Gracias, Claudia. Gracias a
Maybe we can see on the screen. Can you bring the gallery so that we could see each other? Let me see.
Póngale
Oh,
galería.
yes. Now I can see everybody. You see everybody smiling.
You put gallery. Ram, you put gallery on your computer.
Yeah, I did. Like I am seeing all the smiling faces now.
Ahora veo las caras sonrientes de todos ustedes.
See, you think that I made you happy, but you don't know looking at you, I was feeling so happy. You know?
Mirándolos a ustedes, yo me siento tan feliz.
Yes. So,
y además que lo esperamos, queda la visita pendiente.
So, Ram, we want you to come, so your visit, whenever you... Les cuento que tenemos el pasaje de Ram a Argentina, así que cuando se levante la cuarentena, nuestra primera visita va a ser él, porque ya le compré. Have your ticket, Ram. Ram, we have your ticket, so when this is over, then the first visit will be your visit.
But they have to promise. They have to make me so busy. I don't have any time to rest. So there's, you know, talking to people. We will go to school, go to your youth group, go to different places. Yes.
Sí, mira, dile que
Yes, so nice to see you all.
Pero además está el rector de la universidad, está ahí Héctor, así que Héctor, ya quedamos para una conferencia también con los alumnos de la universidad.
Acá, Héctor Paz. Entonces, so Héctor, we're going to spotlight him for you. Where's Héctor? Here he is. This is Héctor.
A ver si alguien... Ahí está. Estamos.
So when you come, we will take you to his university.
Yes, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Y ahí está Héctor Paz, para que los chicos que están administrando, es el rector de nuestra Universidad Nacional, y que seguro, él la universidad siempre la pone a disposición con todas las puertas abiertas.
Makes the university available for anything that we want to do with the youth.
Ah, great.
Lindo conocerte, Héctor. Ahí estaremos. Él no se da cuenta porque Ram es tan inquieto que cuando él nos visita no quiere parar, no quiere ni dormir. Le digo, Ram, tu traductora necesita dormir, así que el límite de Ram es
Moira. Cuando vino Dani Cerezo la primera vez y era cerca de las 5 de la tarde y no habíamos comido, y él decía, aquí en Santiago nadie come, porque trabajó todo el día. Así que
it was 5 p.m.
Lo vamos a tener muy ocupado.
He said, well, nobody eats here, so they say they'll keep you busy, but I'm telling them, I'm telling them that I am your limit, because I have to translate, so I'm saying,
oh yeah, that's right.
I am your limit.
Bueno. Gracias, Moira, infinita. Sé que no sé cómo haces para escuchar y hablar y ahí nomás cambiar como los cables como pareces traductor de Google.
Yeah, there are many people, young people who know English and Spanish.
Creo que muchos también pueden quizás hablar, quizás hay muchos jóvenes que hablan inglés y que están escuchándome en inglés también, seguramente. Bueno, gracias Claudia, gracias Javi. Thank you, Ram. Thanks for visiting us.
Thank you, Ram.
Ya aprenderemos inglés. Hasta la próxima. Algo.
See you in the next.
Aló, yeah.
Thank you. Gracias, Moira, querida.
No, por favor, un placer.
Por toda tu generosidad, la verdad. Para los que, bueno, Moira nos has acompañado junto a Brahma Kumaris, con Pilar, que me preguntó Pilar, que te pregunte, ¿cierto? ¿Por qué tenías tantos nombres, Ram?
So she's asking because with Sister Pilar from Spain, they've also been doing programs. So Pilar was asking why you had so many names. You have several names? Do you have several names?
Me? My name?
Yeah?
No, my name is, my simple name is Ram, R-A-M.
Mi nombre solamente es simple.
Then my middle name is Prakash.
Y el Ram Prakash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ram Prakash.
So people start to think that I have two names, but my first name Ram, second name is Prakash. So, but people call me Ram. It's easy to remember, right?
Ram.
Yes, that's it. So easy.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
sometimes they use my first name and last name. My last name is Singal. So sometimes they call me Ram Singal. Sometimes they call me Ram Prakash. Sometimes they call me Ram. So like that. Yes. Yeah, we will do program in Spain too, you know, whenever
haremos programas con ustedes.
Y te esperamos.
We will be waiting for you.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Gracias, gracias.
Oh.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Ram.
Gracias.
Y gracias también a todos.
A todos por acompañarnos en todo este tiempo
de muy bien el año.
De cuidarnos para cuidar. Estamos en esa tarea.
Y a salir a ser angelitos.
Y a salir a ser angelitos.
We will have a job of being little angels.
Legiones de ángeles recorrerán las calles de la ciudad y de Santiago del Estero.
All right.
So we will be waiting for you in Santiago del Estero.
Okay, so should I leave now?
Yes, I think
or you want to leave first, then I leave? How it works?
Okay, wait a second. Entonces salimos, ya estamos. ¿Quieres saber?
Estamos.
Sí,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Que estén todos muy bien. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sí, ya podemos hacerlo.